Real TOEFL 8.
B. Listen to a lecture in a music class.
The piano. Good morning, I am Professor Elliot, and I would like to welcome you to one of the music department's most popular courses, Music in Western Civilization. Now, I believe there are some here who are trained musicians, while others are here because they have an appreciation for classical music. Either way, at the end of this course, I hope that you will all leave this lecture hall with a thorough knowledge of the history of Western music. For today's lecture and the following 2 weeks, I will lecture on a series that focuses on popular instruments. If any of you run into difficulties or feel like you're falling behind, just raise your hand and let me know. So, let's get started on today's lecture. If you'll look at the worksheet I handed out this morning, you'll see a chronological scale for the piano going back to the time of Persia. However, the popularity of this keyboard instrument really took off around the 17th century with instruments such as the harpsichord. This was widely used during the Renaissance and Baroque periods, and composers wrote numerous dance suites and fugues for the harpsichord. But I won't go into this now because we'll look at this in greater depth during the second lecture. Now, many of you might be wondering, how did the piano replace the harpsichord? Well, the invention of the modern piano is credited to the Italian harpsichord maker, Bartolomeo Cristofori. He improved the keyboard instrument by designing hammers that would strike the strings and return to their rest position. It enabled the pianist to play repeated notes in rapid succession, allowing for ever greater heights of technical virtuosity. When news of this improvement began to spread across Europe, composers began to have a field day writing pieces that displayed their pianistic prowess and dexterity. This soon gave rise to an era of musicians who became superstars in their own right. Famous examples include Beethoven, Chopin, Liszt, and Rachmaninoff. Aristocratic women swooned at their feet and clamored to get piano lessons from them. They simply could not control themselves in the face of genius. All right, there goes the bell. Before you go, are there any questions? If not, you may leave for your break, and I'll see you later in a few minutes.
Now get ready to answer the questions.
1. What is the lecture mainly about? 2. What kinds of students have enrolled into this course? 3. When was the harpsichord most popular as an instrument? 4. How is the piano different from the harpsichord?
Listen again to a part of the lecture, then answer the question.
Now, many of you might be wondering, how did the piano replace the harpsichord? Well, the invention of the modern piano is credited to the Italian harpsichord maker, Bartolomeo Cristofori. 5. Why does the professor say this? Now, many of you might be wondering, how did the piano replace the harpsichord?